Hello. Today we're going to keep building on our skills. Just a reminder that the lessons are meant to start from one, and then you would follow those if you were a complete beginner. But otherwise you can just find a song that you might like to try. And but I won't repeat all of the skills that we learned in that first video. So that one can be a little bit of a review for those of you who have played for a while, but just demonstrating the techniques that I offer to people in my classes for anyone who might find those helpful. So we are going to do Yellow Submarine today, continuing on our key of C journey. So we're going to, in this chord, learn a new chord, the G chord, which is a slight variation on G7. At this point, hopefully we've got C, F, and then we've moved to the G7. But with the G chord, what you can notice is that when you look at the chord chart, or any chord chart that you can find for ukulele, if you don't want the one that I put in the lesson 1 video, you can notice that the G chord uses the same 2 notes here as the G7. But what you do is you play them with fingers 1 and 2 here. So it's the 3rd string 2nd fret and the 1st string 2nd fret. Those are 2 there in the same fret space, and then you're putting the ring finger to form a triangle in an inverted position to the G7. So the other skill that we want to be able to do in this song and in all our songs is move between the chords while holding one of the notes in place before letting them all go when you make that shift. So in this song we're going to be playing a C chord, of course, our number 1 chord, because it is the key of C. And then we're going to be moving to the G chord from that. So the way that I do that is I pick a path and I try to stick with it once I've decided. So in that case, I'm going to, before I let my C chord go, I'm coming up to the 3rd string 2nd fret, and then I'm going to put that one down to the 1st string and add the ring finger by coming off the C note there. Then we go back to a C, and then we go to an F. Now this transition from F to G can be a bit tricky too. So we've got an F chord in position, and what I do is, again, one of the exercises you can do to build the ring finger that doesn't have to do a lot in regular tasks throughout the day, but on a stringed instrument we want it to start doing more, is take it and move it down to all the strings, up and down a few times to get it to be stronger. And then point it, use it as the point of the triangle. So it's on the 2nd string there. Then I'm moving this one to the bottom and switching that over for the G. Again, my hand is not touching the neck there. I've got those fingers with the thumb working to build hand strength. So that's something that's very important to do as we want to progress in our playing. So good technique will encourage that strengthening of the hand there. Okay, so what else do we need to know about this? In all your songs, you want to make sure that you put the chart up if you are using one, and just scan through it to see if there's anything that is going to trip you up. And now I call those musical potholes, and you want to smooth those out. And I may have mentioned this before, but it's always good to review the ideas. If you find a tricky combo, so say it's the F to the G, just loop that movement over and over. So F, and then I'm not even going to strum it. I'm just going to put that one on and move it down, and then put it back to the F, let that one go, putting that one on, switching back and forth. And you can be doing some other activity, say you're watching a program that is something that you want to be doing. Just keep doing those kinds of practices while, to put in the time that's required to get those skills. All right, because a lot of that very routine skill development can be quite dull, but we want to put that time in to do it, right? So I always recommend people can do it that way as one of their ways to learn and put that time in. Okay, I think that's it. We're just going to be doing a steady down strum. Remember, don't be shy to use a steady down strum when we need to do our vocal warm-up. So in this, we're going to start with our C again, and this is just a brief demonstration. You can do as much vocal warm-up as you would like to do, and it will build your voice. So remembering the components are an in-tune pitch, right? So your ear gets to have an in-tune pitch upon which to rely. La, a relaxed belly to take a nice deep breath in. And then a sustained note can help the muscles move around the vocal cords to keep that note in pitch. So just like if you were going on a a hike or something, you could go to the gym to strengthen the muscles first. That's what we're doing when we do those long tones. And then when you actually go on the hike, and in that analogy, that would be singing the song, you're in tune, your pitch has been practiced in a more way where you've eliminated a lot of other things that you could be doing when you're on the hike, right? So we're going to do that sustained note. Now I have my other ukulele that I use all the time, which has a low G. So I'm not suggesting that you should have a low G, but I'm just going to pluck it and you'll hear that octave lower. That's a low G, and it's a different string completely, thicker, purchasing that one. You can't get your high G to go that low. La. So you can expand your knowledge on that. I'm still going to stick to my regular one for the time being on Yellow Submarine. The next open string, we're just doing that in tune E. La. And then up to the G. La. And we haven't done the open A. It's quite high, but let's give it a whirl. Relax. Listening. La. For some people that will be almost beyond their range, but you can give it a try, of course. Okay, so now here we go. We're going to strum through 2 bars of each of those chords. So quarter note strums, C, F, and then we're going to go to the G instead of the G7. Here we go. So 1, 2, loose wrist, 2, now the F, and 1, 2. And I'm thinking about where I'm going to put this finger right here, second string, back to C, home. In this warm-up time, we're going to do 1 sound. So this is now going to be called a whole note for each of those same chords. And it's easier to focus on the chord making when you're just doing a 1 strum per bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. That whole time I'm thinking about where I'm going to the F, 2, 3. Now I'm thinking about the G. To plant that finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, and resolving to the key chord C, 2. And you can hear how we wouldn't want to stay on the G. It wouldn't feel like we had gone to finish the song or the warm-up, but unless we went to the key. And we've all been listening to recorded music for most of our lives, so we know that it would go back to that. We just don't know how to play it, so that's what we're learning about. Here we go. Yellow Submarine, 1, and it does have a pickup note in the melody line, and it's indicated on the chart that will be found in the description box. So we have an intro, and then you'll see on the first line there's 3 marks, and then it says in the. So that means that the melody line is starting on the beat of 4. So not all melodies will start on the beat of 1, and this is an example, and they call that a pickup note. So here we go, 1, nice learning tempo. So 1, 2, here we go to G, back to C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, in the town where I was born, 2, 3, lived a man who sailed to sea, and he told us of his life in the land of submarines. So we sailed onto the sun till we found the sea of green, and we lived beneath the waves in our yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine, and our friends are all aboard. Many more of them live next door, begins to play. Da 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 da. C, C, C to the G. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine back to C, C, C. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. As we live a life of ease, life of ease. Every one of us has all we need. Sky of blue, sea of green. In our yellow submarine to the chorus, we all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine, yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. And then you do it again, getting quieter because you're going away, and I think that's how they do it. We all live in the video, does that? Da 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 da. Okay, so a couple of things that you can do as a exercise in putting it all together is to remember that you don't have to dig deeper into the lyrics because the chords in the verses are going to be repeated. So then what you can do is just loop the first one and try to sing those, and then you know that you just have to do those same words, and then eventually over time you'll be able to do the other bars, of course, but you can just loop the first one over and over, getting practice on the chords, which are your least known skill, right? Because we can all read, and so we tend to do the reading as opposed to the chord making. So don't give yourself new words to try to read. Just loop the first verse a bunch of times, and same with the chorus. To get the combo between C and G, you can just loop the chorus over and over, and really slowly, right? So, and you can just go la 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 la, and then the one strum la 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 la. That way all your focus is up here. La, 2, 3, 4 to the chord making. Okay, so I hope that helped you and gave you another song to work on that uses the chords C and F and then our new chord G, right? So C would be called the 1 chord, it's number 1. And then from there we would be doing C, D, E, F, it's the 4 chord, and the G or G7 being what's called the 5th chord relative to this C that is called the 1. Okay? So if you have enjoyed that video and found it useful, please share it to anybody who you think might benefit from these lessons, and give it a like. And if you have any comments you want to leave in down below, absolutely do that. And thanks. Have a great day.